wedding sound. Like desert fire, at dusk they walked where gulls won't cry, to black salt flats that split the sky. Her palms were cut on thorn and flint. She kissed his ring, then let it sink. She rose like a salt crown, salt crown, salt crown. White on her mouth and gown, salt crown, salt crown. He lit no lamp, he spoke no name. The sea stood still, a sheet of flame. She stepped past reeds with bleeding feet, past fish bones baked in brine and heat. The water climbed her wrists, her throat, then left hard crystals on her coat. She rose like a salt crown, salt crown, salt crown. White on her mouth and gown, salt crown, salt crown. At dawn she came on cracked white ground, with shell-white hair and eyes unbound. The groom fell back, his palms went raw. He touched her cheek and drew white flaws. Now jackals drink where chains once rang, and pilgrims taste the dust she sang. The sea keeps what it cannot drown. It gives back stone. She rose like a salt crown, salt crown, salt crown. White on her mouth and gown, salt crown, salt crown. Salt, salt, white, white, gone, gone. Shh. Far past the salt flats they rode, into the empty quarters road. otter skins and brass-bound things. A brown wall rose at noon's hard roar. It ate their tracks and ain't no shore. Their bells still ring beneath the dunes, like moons on bone beneath the dunes. Ring, 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 pulling you in, pulling you in. Once in sand, he split his thumb to mark the land. The blood dried black on silver clasp. By dusk the storm had closed its grasp. Their bells still ring beneath the dunes, like moons on bone beneath the dunes. Ring, 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 pulling you in, pulling you in. Traders kneel by cracked glass jars and hear those bells through iron scars. They follow pits where jackals tread and lose their shoes to bury. Every thirsty road asks a fee. The desert collects in parts. Their bells still ring beneath the dunes, like moons on bone beneath the dunes. Pulling you in. Sad. Bone. Bell. Gone. Stands dry and prone. He found glass and desert rust pressed the frame bit red where palms had bled, and the glass held one black shape instead. A moon of blood in a locked up well. Spin, spin, spin and never tell. Spin, spin, spin and never tell. The mother covered it with cloth, salt on her tongue, her hands grown cloth. The sons heard coins move in the glass, like a knife tip-tapping through old ash. A moon of blood in a locked up well. Spin, spin, spin and never tell. Spin, spin, spin and never tell. Courtyard light, then showed a camel struck at night. A jar of water turned to smoke, and the youngest laughed, then choked, then broke. Break the glass, and you free the curse. Keep it sealed, and you share its thirst. A moon of blood in a locked up well. Spin, spin, spin and never tell. Spin, spin, spin and never tell. Hush now. Shard, red, gone. In the old walled city, near the south gate stone, a merchant house leans where the jackals own. The door hangs crooked on 9 pins. Dust lies thick on the fig tree skins. Inside a brass bowl rusts by the stair, and camel tracks freeze in the dry dead air. On the wall one mirror sleeps in soot, its frame split hard by a blackthorn root. The sons pass fast with their eyes downcast, For Auntie swears it held a mouth once past. A moon with teeth behind the glass cuts the room, cuts the room. Strike that seam and let it pass. Cuts the room, cuts the room. At noon the youngest rubbed off the grime. Saw red palm mark from an older time. The glass gave back a man in chains, gold on his wrists and sand in his veins. He begged in a tongue like grinding lead, with the white goat skull above his head. The mother bolted the cedar chest and hid the key in her wedding vest. A moon with teeth behind the glass cuts the room, cuts the room. Strike that seam and let it pass. Cuts the room, cuts the room. Uncle came with a water jar, said no more fear of a thing so far. He tapped the frame with a silver knife, then blood ran dark on the plastered line. The house went hot as a kiln at dawn. The horse in the yard tore loose and gone. From the mirror a laugh struck bone and tile, and the family ran through the market mile. What is a prison made of silence? What is a curse but a door kept shut? Some locks protect the living, some locks feed what they hide. A moon with teeth behind the glass cuts the room, cuts the room. Strike that seam and let it pass. Cuts the room, cuts the room. Hush now, hush, hush. Don't break, break. The groom left tracks by brine black stone, with copper coins and bone for bone. a salt crown on her hair, a salt crown on her hair. White fire, white fire, white fire on the shore. She stepped where the dead water burned, and every ring of ripples turned. Her anklets bit the blackened mud, her wedding cloth drank brine like blood. A salt crown on her hair, a salt crown on her hair. White fire, white fire, white fire on the shore. At dawn he found her at the tide, a pillar where the waves had died. Her eyes were hard with mica gleam, her lips were cracked like river sea. A body can outlive its name. Stone remembers what flesh became. The salt crown on her head, a salt crown on her head. White fire, white fire, white fire on the shore. How'd our walls burn after dark? The gatekeeper grips a spark. Each night they drag raw meat in chains and drop it by the iron drains. The striped one waits in stone and dust, beside the hinge, beside the rust. He tastes the air from rooftop cracks, wild date skins curling cartwheel tracks. The mothers shut their cedar doors and count the nails in timber floors. A lantern made of teeth and hide, it circles the wall outside, sunrise, bronze pots clink and sway. A butcher's son brings flesh away. He wipes his knife on sackcloth hem and leaves a strip for baying stem. The beast comes low through broom and thorn, its shoulders striped like old scarred corn. It eats in silence at the gate, while jackals yelp from wells of slate. A lantern made of teeth and hide, it circles the wall outside. Wait, 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 stay, stay, stay. The meat ran thin, the sentry heard a child within. A small hand touched the split wood post, then heavy paws went past the post. They doubled down with lemon blood and hammered iron in the mud. Now every dusk the buckets swing, and every dawn the crows take wing. Feed the night, and it stays outside. Starve it, and it learns your name. A lantern made of teeth and hide, it circles the wall outside. Wait, 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 stay, stay, stay. The gate. Old stone sweats under noon. The house holds its breath in June. City cracked and still, an old brass mirror drinks the hill. The merchant left with sand in his teeth, his sons left keys beneath the eaves. The auntie spat when dust came down and barred the door with rotting crown. They heard a laugh in the hot black glass, like coins on stone as camels pass. A moon with fangs behind the veil cuts the room like a thin blade pale. Don't break it, don't break it, don't break it. Don't break it, don't break it, don't break it. The youngest found it near the well, where lizards slept in a copper shell. He saw two eyes in the tarnished frame and heard a throat speak his secret name. A drop of blood ran down his thumb. The mirror drank it deep and dumb. Then all the bowls on the shelf rang dry, and moths flew up from the date palm sky. A moon with fangs behind the veil cuts the room like a thin blade pale. Don't break it, don't break it, don't break it. Don't break it, don't break it, don't break it. Now each year they lay blue salt at dusk and seal the seam with cedar musk. The eldest nails on a silver wire to keep that face behind the fire. But every year hears a wet bell ring when hot wind curls around the spring. They leave one cup by the cracked white wall for the gin that waded through them all. A trapped thing learns your family's shape. It starves on fear, then wears your face. Behind the veil cuts the room like a thin blade pale. Don't break it, don't break it, don't break it. Don't break it, don't break it, don't break it. Crack, hush, glass, hush, run. Quarter, the sand keeps scoring bone. Their water skins were cracked with pain. The lead camel stopped at a stone, then the wind took flesh and bone. Like bells in a buried jaw, they call. Ring, ring, ring through the wall. Down, down, down they fall. Ring, ring, ring through the wall. The storm rose black with iron grit. It shaved the riders' eyes to slit. Their flags were ripped to thread and rust. Their silver cups were filled with dust. Like bells in a buried jaw, they call. Ring, ring, ring through bells hear that thin bronze sound beneath the dunes, beneath the ground. They follow hoofprints sealed by heat and find old bones with bridle teeth. A grave that sings is still a gate. Like bells in a buried jaw, they call. Ring, ring, ring through the wall. Down, 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 they fall. Ring, ring, ring through the wall. Bells below. In the empty quarter heat, a bell still rides beneath the heat. 100 camels ground through dawn. The brass bells bit the throats of dawn. They hauled blue jars of well-still water past flint-strewn wadi beds of water. At noon the lead mare stumbled low, and black sand rose like grinding snow. The riders heard old iron ring from somewhere under dunes. Beneath the ring, a camel bone moon in the sand still rings through the sand. Follow it down, follow it down, where bones and brass won't make a sound. The storm came quick with needle grit. It scoured each face with iron grit. Saddles split and reins went slack. They tied their mouths with blood dark black. A child saw lamps in the world, but found one broken copper pearl. By sunset tracks had vanished clean, yet bells kept chiming under clean. A camel bone moon in the sand still rings through the sand. Follow it down, follow it down, where bones and brass won't make a sound. Now jugged bones lie by a ridge, and rusted knives half buried at the ridge. New traders hear that buried sound and sell their last salt bread for sound. They climb the dune with cracked red lips and taste old metal on their lips. At morning one more tether swings, and far below the caravan still rings. A man walks in, because the silence calls him by his thirst. The desert does not kill the brave first. A camel bone moon in the sand still rings through the sand. Follow it down, where bones and brass won't make a sound. Ring, ring, down, down, sand, sand, gone, gone. In the old walled city dry, the merchant house kept its eye. They found him sealed in silver glass, a gin with ash on his brass. The mirror leaned on a cedar bed, dust filmed the lamp by the dead. No sun would lift it from the wall, no ant would answer if it called. The eldest traced its cracked black frame and spat, then hid her hand from flame. A moon in a butcher's bowl, burning, burning whole. Burning, burning whole. At noon the glass grew hot as iron, a fly hit it and shriveled dying. The youngest saw a red wet grin move where her own face should have been. They poured well water on the floor, it steamed in lines along the door. The gin tapped once from inside, like nails in a copper hide. A moon in a butcher's bowl, burning, burning whole. Burning, burning whole. The merchant's son came with a chisel, said break it, let the devil spill. He touched the frame and bled at once, 2 black drops on the stones bit dust. That night the house drank wolfbone wind. The mirror showed his father's skin. He backed away from that cold face and left his blood on the lintel's lace. A prison can outlast the lock. Some doors stay shut because fear feeds them. A moon in a butcher's bowl, burning, burning whole. Burning, burning whole. Hush. Glass. Ash. Shh. Shh. Jackal pads by bone. In the walled city's dry throat, house holds one note. Spice sacks rot on the floorboards. Salt dust clings to iron boards. A mirror hangs in black wood. Its glass fog thin with old blood. No sun will lift that frame down. They cross themselves and turn round. It is a moon with a knife, cutting the house from life. Burn, burn, burn. Turn, turn, turn. Merchant died in summer heat. His keys still rust at his feet. 3 daughters heard soft tapping at dawn from the frames hissing. The youngest wiped the glass clean, saw henna smoke and green eyes. A voice swam under her skin like a well-stone pulled within. It is a moon with a knife, cutting the house from life. Burn, burn, burn. Turn, turn, turn. On feast nights the ants bring oil and pour it in the front coil. The flame bends low, then twists blue, as if some mouth breathes through. They seal the room with brass nails and hide the latch under veils. Still after rain hits the yard, the mirror knocks twice hard. A family can inherit fear, like a cup passed hand to hand. Some doors stay shut by prayer, some stay shut by blood. It is a moon with a knife, cutting the house from life. Burn, 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 turn, turn. It is a moon with a knife, cutting the house from life. Burn, 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 turn, turn, turn. Hush, hollow, glass, glass. In the old walled streets, stone sweats. The merchant house keeps its dead. His shutters hang like split old skin. A brass bowl rusts beside the sink. Dust sits thick on figwood beams. The mirror drinks the lamp's weak gleam. A moon in a butcher's pan. Break it if you can. Break it if you can. The eldest spit and turned away. The mother shut the door with clay. The boys found coins in cracked tile seams, yet none would cross the blackened beams. A moon in a butcher's pan. Break it if you can. Break it if you can. Starts leaking heat. A gold-tailed shape moves on his feet. It mouths for water, iron bread, then leaves a smear like rust-red thread. What is a cage but fear kept clean? What is a curse but a name unspoken? A moon in a butcher's pan. Break it if you can. Break it if you can.